This is a podcast from the Nuffield Department of Medicine. Today we speak with Dr. Gail Carson about the clinical research response to outbreaks. Hello.
Hello.
When is a disease considered an outbreak?
It's considered an outbreak when there's an increase in cases of that disease above what you would normally expect in a population in a place. So if we think about, for example, Zika, the increase that occurred in the microcephaly, so the babies who were being born with small heads, raised an alarm in Brazil that there was something wrong because they were seeing more cases than they would normally see.
Why is responding quickly to an outbreak important?
Quotes aren't easy to do when you're speaking, but I'd like to use one from a Roman poet from a very long time ago called Ovid, who actually said to act before disease becomes persistent through long delays. And that still stands true today, in that if we act quickly, we're more likely to limit the number of people who are infected, limit the impact on the economy and so on. And so to help us act quickly, we actually have to be better prepared.
What are the most important responses to an outbreak?
Strong central communication and coordination has to be in place without a doubt. And within that, you have to think about how the main players all work together. And that's the doctors and the nurses, the public, the laboratories, and the public health agencies. Within that infrastructure, you want to embed a clinical research response so that we can try and respond as quickly as possible. And for all of the above to work, we want to try and make sure that there's the capability to share information quickly, to share data that then feeds into patient care, policy and so on.
What are the most important lines of research that have developed over the last 5 or 10 years?
I think the recognition and the agreement that data sharing is imperative. Sounds very simple. It's something that's been discussed for a while, but I think mainly because of more recent outbreaks such as Ebola in West Africa and then with Zika, all of the stakeholders are now recognising that actually we need to not only speak about it, we actually need to make it happen. And with that, good, comprehensive clinical data collection. Again, it's nothing sexy, but it often isn't done well. With Zika, however, under the leadership of the World Health Organization, ISARIC and partners like Institut Pasteur have been working well together to try and make sure that we harmonise the various study protocols to try and ensure that data can be compared across the studies in the future. And by doing so, by working together more efficiently, we can try and answer the key questions quickly.
Why does your research matter? Why should we put money into it?
Well, there was a clear need for ISARIC to be formed after the 2009 flu pandemic, when the heads of the international research organisations basically said, where was all the clinical research? And charged people like Jeremy Farrar and Fred Hayden to form a network like ISARIC and for us to seek funding, because we try to put the infrastructure in place to make sure that we can launch a quicker clinical research response.
How does your research fit into translational medicine within the department?
Well, ISARIC's multidisciplinary. We're a network of networks, predominantly clinical research networks, but also we have members who are geneticists, virologists, microbiologists, pharmacologists, clinicians obviously, and so on, and work very closely with the public health agencies. So I think we're very aware of the need to cross-cut across disciplines, specialties, and to have a wider approach. For example, we speak of One Health, so not just to think very much, in a silo about humans, but to think more broadly than that. And with the type of diseases that we deal with, that's crucial.
Thank you for talking to us today.
Pleasure. Thank you very much.